Greetings once again, dear saints. I welcome you to this Sunday's study, the October 19th, and still looking at lesson 4. Lesson 4 has the title of The Conflict Behind All Conflicts, and this Sunday our topic is Commander of the Army of the Lord. Commander of the Army of the Lord, and we are supposed to read Joshua chapter 5 verse 13 to 15 and answer the question, what does this text say about the background of Canaan's conquest? And I will read Joshua chapter 5 verse 13 to 15. I'll read in your hearing. It says, "And it came to pass, when Joshua was by Jericho, that he lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, a man stood opposite him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went to him and said to him, Are you for us or for our adversaries? So he said, No, but as commander of the army of the Lord, I have now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and worshipped and said to him, What does my Lord say to his servant? Then the commander of the Lord's army said to Joshua, Take your sandals off your foot, for the place where you stand is holy. And Joshua did so." What does this text say about the background of Canaan's conquest? The text that we have just read about the commander of the army of the Lord. Israel has just crossed the Jordan and stepped onto the enemy's ground. The fortress of Jericho lies in front of them, its gates firmly shut. See Joshua chapter 6 verse 1. At this point, the people are unaware of any battle strategy. What is even more concerning, Israel has only slings, spears, and arrows to take on a city fortified with withstand a long siege. Let's read chapter 6 verse 1. Now Jericho was securely shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in. Joshua chapter 6 verse 1, New King James Version. Joshua's questions regarding the identity of the strange visitor receive a rather obscure answer, no. The visitor's answer reveals that he is unwilling to step into the categories defined by Joshua. In other words, the ultimate question is not whether he is on Joshua's side, rather, is Joshua on his side? Compare Joshua chapter 5 verse 14 to 15 with 2 Kings 6, 8 to 17, Nehemiah 9 verse 6, and Isaiah 37 verse 16. Then answer, what do you learn about the identity of the commander of the Lord's army? So I will read for us Joshua chapter 5 verse 14 and 15, and it says that, So he said, No, but as commander of the army of the Lord I have now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and worshipped and said to him, What does my Lord say to his servant? Then the commander of the Lord's army said to Joshua, Take your sandal off your foot, for the place where you stand is holy. And Joshua did so. Let's compare that with 2 Kings chapter 6. 2 Kings chapter 6 verse 8 to 17. 2 Kings chapter 6 verse 8 to 17. It says, Now the king of Syria was making war against Israel, and he consulted with his servants, saying, My camp will be in such and such a place. And the man of God sent to the king of Israel, saying, Beware that you do not pass this place, for the Syrians are coming down there. Then the king of Israel sent someone to the place of which the man of God had told him that he warned him, and he was watchful there not just once or twice. Therefore, the heart of the king of Syria was greatly troubled by this thing. And he called his servants and said to them, Will you not show me which of us is for the king of Israel? And one of his servants said, None, my lord, O king, but Elisha, the prophet who is in Israel, tells the king of Israel the words that you speak in your bedroom. So he said, Go and see where he is, that I may send and get him. And it was told him, saying, Surely he is in Dothan. Therefore he sent horses and chariots and a great army there, and they came by night and surrounded the city. And when the servant of the man of God arose early and went out, there was an army surrounding the city with horses and chariots. And his servant said to him, Alas, my master, what shall we do? So he said, Do not fear, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them. 17. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray, open his eyes that he may see. Then the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire, all around Elisha. Let me read also Isaiah chapter 37, verse 16. Isaiah 37, 15. Isaiah chapter 37, 16, I'll read. It says, O Lord of hosts, God of Israel, the one who dwells between the cherubim, you are God, you alone, of all the kingdoms of the earth. You have made heaven and earth. So with those verses, what do you learn about the identity of the commander of the Lord's army? While the expression commander of the army of the Lord is unique in the Hebrew Bible, the combination of the terms commander and hosts always refers to a military leader. The word host in scripture can refer to military troops, to the angels, or to celestial bodies. The pre-incarnate Christ appears to Joshua not merely as an ally, nor even as the true commander of Israel's army, but as the commander of the unseen yet real army of angels involved in a far greater conflict than that of Joshua with the Canaanites. Joshua's answer clearly indicates his understanding of the commander's identity. He is equal to God, and Joshua falls prostrate in front of him as a sign of profound respect and worship. See Joshua chapter 5 verse 14, Genesis chapter 17 verse 3, 2 Samuel chapter 9 verse 6, and 2 Chronicles chapter 20 verse 18. I'll read Genesis chapter 17 verse 3 in our hearing. You'll read the rest. Genesis 17 verse 3. Verse 3, Genesis says, Then Abram fell on his face, and God talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with you, and you shall be a father of many nations. Okay. Joshua is ready to receive the battle strategy for a military campaign that is an intrinsic part of a far greater conflict in which the God of hosts himself is involved. Our question for the day: what comfort can and should we draw from knowing that the commander of the army of the Lord is at work in defense of his people? I repeat the question. What comfort can and should we draw from knowing that the commander of the army of the Lord is at work in defense of his people? That marks the end of our study for today, the 19th of October 2025. just as we bring it to a close, I'll remind us of the memory text for the week, which is from the book of Joshua, chapter 10, verse 14, and it says, "And there has been no day like that before it or after it, that the Lord heeded the voice of a man, for the Lord fought for Israel." That is New King James Version. May God bless you, and if He wills, we'll meet tomorrow for another study hour. Thank you.